go, charge. Wall up. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Well, Dee, whenever I do these kinds of episodes, Chicago Built, I always like to ask the person, where's your spot? You know, what's the place in town that you love? You've chosen 222.
Yeah.
Why here?
Great food, great people. Right up the street from Roosevelt University. So after games, after a tough day, I come down. I have one of my favorite burgers in the city.
Okay.
Meet some of my
They
friends.
were nice enough to bring us some food.
Yeah.
Is this what you order?
Yeah,
Give us a breakdown of this.
This is again, you bring your people out to a game. They want some good food. The only thing that's missing here is the sauces. We usually do barbecue sauce with the waffle fries.
Okay.
The lighted up burgers is amazing. And again, in Chicago, all pizza is, you got to know your pizzas or whatnot. But the big pretzel is just for the party guests who don't really want to eat too much. So all the food here is amazing. And it's about the people. Here in Chicago, about the people. When you get to meet people, they support you, you support them. And again, we're right here on our campus, so I got to support our local businesses. I bring all my friends here, all the people that support me, and we are very grateful just to have such a great support system being at Roosevelt.
What are you up to nowadays? What's a normal day look like for you?
Head men's basketball coach at Roosevelt University. My first job here being downtown Chicago has been a blessing. We work, we get after. Our main thing is you have to put in the work, you have to put in the time, have to have really good student athletes. If not, you're not going to be successful. So for us, we make sure we are accessible. We're in the lab all the time discussing how we going to do this, how we going to do that. Winning is not normal. Winning takes a lot. It takes a lot of hard work that people don't see. So for us, we put in the work, we make sure we put in the time and all the effort to make sure that we have a successful championship organization. And right now we won our first championship in school history. So we was able to accomplish a lot of great things, but we're still hungry. We still in the lab. We still trying to figure out our roster, trying to help guys graduate, trying to help. It's just so much that goes into it. It's all about relationships and your guys knowing that you're always there for them. You're always on campus. You're always in the office, and you want to see them grow as real student athletes. So we locked in, and we downtown Chicago at Roosevelt University.
You're going into your third season as the head coach there?
Correct.
What have you learned so far about being a head coach and what it takes?
You got to be patient. Being a head coach is really about making hard decisions, but you got to be patient. You got to be willing to adapt to change. I think that's the biggest thing. You got to adapt to change. If this not working,
especially
change.
in this time frame.
Absolutely, you got to have a different mindset. It's all about the student athlete experience. So you got to make sure you're changing with the new things that's going on in college basketball. So for me, it's about learning. It's about adapting to change. And I would tell you, I thought I knew a lot about basketball. I don't know nothing about basketball. And I think
you're lying. No.
It's a lot more you can learn. It's a lot more. It's just levels to it. Of course, I know basketball. You know what I'm saying? But when you get into this head coaching role, you start learning so much stuff. You're like, man, wow. And I think that's what's keeping me hungry and keeping me just loving what I'm doing, because I thought I did know the game. I thought I won a lot of championships, a lot of games, but there's more. There's always more.
You love a good challenge.
Absolutely.
Why?
Winning is hard. You know what I mean? I want to win. I absolutely hate losing. Winning for me is expected, because that's what the work we put in, the people I have around me, the confidence I have in the people that I surround myself with, as far as my staff, the players. But winning is hard, so I like doing hard things. I embrace hard. I know the other side of the street is a championship. I'm gonna walk across. I want to see what's over there. A lot of people are scared to take that leap or take that walk, but me, I love it. And I embrace it. I'm in the competition business. I've been in competition business since I was 9 years old. So that's all I know is I want to compete. There's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. I want to end up on the winning side. How do I do that? And that's hard.
Dee, how are you Chicago built?
Not scared of nothing. Love challenges. I'm a grinder. I work really hard. And when it comes to what I do, I just think this swag we have in Chicago is we do it the best. And to do it the best, you got to work at it, and you got to believe in it. And here we believe in what we do. And me growing up where I grew up, it taught me a lot about the competition business. Got to put in work. You can't be afraid of anything.
When I was talking to Tracy, one of the things we talked about was just how natural of a leader you are and just a fierce competitor. From the leadership standpoint, where does that desire to naturally lead, or where does that come from?
I think all good leaders have this one quality I always say that people don't really pay attention to. I'm a great follower. when you know you can follow, like at a high level, you respect power, you respect authority, you understand roles. But when you're in a room full of people, everybody don't want to stand out. Everybody don't want to be that person or be that, I do. And I could be the one, I could be the two, I could be the three, but I'm gonna be one of them. How many leaders are in the room? It's not, a lot of people need to be followers. I actually know how to follow at a high level. So I think that's what really made me a great leader, honestly. Like any role I ever been in life, I knew how to go about that. I do my job. If that's my job, I'm gonna do my job. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just from day one, I've always been like that. And I've been blessed enough to, when I'm in the room, I wanna be the guy. And pressure is a privilege. So I'm not afraid of it. I walk towards it. But what comes with that is challenges too, though. You gotta be the standard. People gotta follow you and lead. Look up to you. So that's another challenge. 'Cause I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? And I think that when you're able to admit that and talk about it openly, it makes for people to really want to follow you and be with you.
What was growing up like for you here in Chicago? What was your childhood like?
I think that was perfect. You hear that train?
I do. And I remember when you told me. I'm gonna ask about that a little bit, but yeah.
That's the sound of the city for me. Public transportation growing up, going to the south side to visit my grandparents, being in the west side of Chicago when the Bulls was winning all the championships. Basketball town, a hard-nosed blue-collar town where people work really hard. They love their sports, and life is good. You know what I mean? It's tough growing up here, but life is good because of the struggles and the hard work they put in. I just love it. It's a sports town. It's very unified. It's a lot of different nationalities. I always said this. I'm like, man, Chicago, the best city in the world. Best city in the world. They like, oh, you just drinking that, bull. So you just a Chicago dude, right? I'm like, no. When it come out that we were number 2 in the world,
yeah.
I've been saying this since. Man, this city is just beautiful. It taught me a lot, the grit, the hunger, people love their sport. They love, basketball, and I'm a basketball guy. And me, where I come from, it's all it is. It's about basketball, it's about putting on, it's about, giving back to the game. And everybody in my neighborhood hooped and was somebody, you know what I'm saying? So, love it. It's the best city in the world.
What were you like as a kid?
Wow.
Were you bouncing off the walls?
Yes, I wanted to play every sport. I wanted to go outside. I just wanted to be active.
So didn't you get offers too for football?
I did, and I want to put out my football film so bad because everybody keep asking about it.
How many sports did you play
I
growing
played 3.
up?
Baseball is probably my weakest one.
Okay.
But I played basketball, football, then baseball. Or for football, basketball, then baseball.
Did you have siblings?
I did, 2 brothers. That's where I got it from. I'm the youngest.
You're okay. Now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's always that.
Yeah, push. I wanted to be them. I always say, besides Jordan, Allen Iverson, I wanted to be my big brothers. In every aspect, like just what they used to do, how they used to move. I didn't think they knew that. But I think some of the guys that you look up to, the best thing they can do for you is show you what not to do. It ain't what they did, what they did. They played sports, they played every sport, they was tough. People liked them, what I'm saying? I wanted to be that. I wanted to be, that's why we get that real hooper feeling. Like I'm just a basketball guy. When I woke up, I wanted to go to the park. I wanted to go outside and play. I wanted to dribble. I'm breaking stuff in the house, dribbling in the house. Like my mom used to always whip my tail because I'll break a table or put a dent.
What's the worst thing you broke as a kid?
Man, I put a hole in a lot of walls. Like I ran through the wall. You know what I mean? Shout out my man Bill Self. When I was in his house, ran right through his wall.
No way.
Yeah, because when you playing inside, I play like I play for real.
Same intensity.
Same intensity. So I ran through a lot of walls.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We just talked about the sound of that train. I know in the gym at Roosevelt, you can see that train go by. What does that mean to you when you see that go by?
Man, I spent a lot of time on trains. I spent a lot of time on CTA buses, PACE buses, because I had to travel from one side of the city. My mom didn't have a vehicle, so the sound of the train is the city. When I wake up from the morning, from people being able to get to work, you know what I mean? That train, when the people going by, as people are getting around the city, they're going to feed their families.
Want to switch gears a bit, talk about some college hoops. We were just mentioning it a little bit.
Yep.
First off, your thoughts on what your Illini did, their most recent run in the Big Dance.
I love what they're doing. We watch a lot of Illinois games in here. I got a lot of guys that come and we conjugate in here and we talk about Illinois basketball. We watch it. We love it. It's a certain passion I have for it because that's the place that people can identify me, with me. Like, man, here's a kid from Illinois, the kid that went to Illinois that put his jersey out, and we did some incredible things. But that basketball program is special, and they doing really good things down there. They're doing great in the portal. They're getting really good players, and they play a style of play that everybody, it's fun to watch. So I think it's more to come. They're gonna keep being, Illinois. But the fans of Illinois are some of the craziest I've experienced. If you don't win a national championship there, you're a bust. That's why for me, that was the goal. Going in the gate is to win a natty. So everybody want to see my line. Win a natty. It's tough to win. So that's what we're waiting on. I can't wait for the day it happens, but it's coming.
How many people were reaching out to you during that time when you made it to the Elite Eight?
Hundreds. I mean, people really know me though. So they know I'm locked in. They know I'm locked into the screen. They know I'm watching the games. They know I'm watching them. So and they doing the same thing, and they crazy like I am. So they can get their bullets off about what their opinions are or whatever. But we all keep it positive though. No negative. We're doing good things right now. Yeah. Just keep it positive. It's gonna be a winner. It's gonna be a loser. Keep cheering them on and being positive. So people call me for the positivity.
Okay.
You hear so much negative stuff that. They miss out on the moment. They don't live in the moment. They don't be like, oh man, I'm gonna live in the moment. Watch this. We're doing spectacular things. We're chasing Big Ten championships. But people always want more. There's always gonna be more. So for me, I just think I want them to keep doing what they're doing, getting the right players, attacking the portal, and playing exciting basketball.
What was it like to be the man back in the day? Especially you were the face of that 04-05 Final Four team.
We always talk about that though. You just said the key thing. You said the 04-05 team. We was a team. We always moved like that though. I thought for me, I was just one of the guys. I wasn't the guy. Okay. When people say I was the guy, that's awesome. I also had the number 3 pick in Darren Williams, had the number 24 pick in Luther Head, had the number 40 pick in the draft, James Augustine. I had Roger Pye. I can name all our pieces. We had a really good 9-man, 10-man roster of guys who thought win, team. It was never about me. And when I go back and we talk about it, these guys know I talk like that. I've always been that way. Teams win, not an individual. I wasn't that dominant. I'm a 6-foot guard. Do my job. I did my job at a high level. And when everybody on the team does their job at a high level, you get the results that we got. And we were really good as a team.
How are you guys, because it is really tough to establish that kind of culture. Mm-hmm. How are you guys able to do that? But especially when you had 3 guards in the lineup, I'm sure everybody wanted the ball. How do you establish that chemistry? Yeah,
in high school, even when I was coming up, I've always played with good guards. You got good guards, you can win. I recruited James to come on. You got good core guards. You get a big, and then we switched coaches at the time, which
yes.
I respect coaching so much because I went from one coach to another coach, so I learned 2 different styles of play. But you got to respect coaching because the coaches put you in position. You know what I mean? They put you in position to be successful, and then once we get around each other, how you become good is, I want to hang with you. I want to live with you. When we go out, we go together. You do everything together, and you get to know someone differently than just being basketball. And we used to sit around, hang with each other. We did everything together. Sit around, play cards, sit around, play video games. We just did so much together that when we played, we can bump heads, but we hang together so much. I know you, bro. All right, next play. Yeah. It's different when y'all got that bond, and y'all ain't just teammates, y'all brothers. And I thought we were just brothers. It was a real life brotherhood where we didn't fight. We didn't never get into it. It was about the bottom line. The bottom line was winning Big Ten championships and winning the natty. And when you all on you got the same mission, the same goal, we know what we stand for, it's easy. Meaning, when it gets hard, it's easy to get along with each other.
Yep.
So now when things get hard, come on, bro, we better than that. We know each other.
What were the practices like with that group?
I'm
curious, yes.
Great. They were brutal.
Okay.
Brutal. It's hard. When you show up to the gym every day and you got a guy in front of you that's a lottery pick and he thinks he's the best in the world, you got to compete with him every day. I'm not trying to lose. He's not trying to lose. Not one day. So when you come in, the practice was so hard that when the game came, it was
easy.
Easy money. I used to be after the game like, man, this week practice was harder than that. Mm-hmm. We just went through some real live battles, real live. We had to embrace hard because every day when we step in this lab, it's gonna be hard because I gotta go against this dude. Oh man, today I never played on the same team with Darren in practice. So it was always you gotta come with it.
He told me that.
You gotta come with it.
I have to ask you, when you guys played Michigan State, what was it with you with Michigan State? It seems like you could never miss.
That is funny you say that because I looked at my stats against Michigan State. I used to get them work, like a lot of work. that was God, because I was going, so I committed to Illinois here at Moody Bible on a Saturday. We played in the tournament. I just dropped like 30 or 40. I'm about to go to Michigan State the next weekend. I guess my mom just like to run her mouth and, she tells Bill and them that I'm going to Michigan State. So I play the game, I come off the court, we go in the room. Bill said, man, what are we doing, man? Like, are we gonna get this done or what? And I felt that he thought if I went to Michigan State, got on campus, I will commit. I probably would have. I'd never been on the
He didn't even want you to step.
He didn't want to step foot on it.
On the campus.
Yes, because I was going to Michigan State. It was between Illinois and Michigan State at the end.
Okay.
Because Shannon Brown was my high school teammate. We were gonna go together. So when I left the room, I was just like, I'm coming. And I don't think they thought I was gonna commit right there, but they had to make a strong push because I really wanted to go. I never been on college campus, and they just won a national championship in like 01. Yep. So I was coming in behind Mateen Cleaves, and I really wanted to go there, and I'd never been on the campus, so I was gonna play with the guys. So after I committed, I got on the phone immediately with the coach, which I know his name, but I ain't gonna mention him because he, those moments can change things for the next 10 years for you. I called him and said, man, can I still come? I still want to come. Like, I want to come play. He's like, no, you can't come, man. You committed to Illinois. I was like, oh, okay. And at that moment, when every time I saw them, I played, and me and Shannon relationship, I didn't talk to Shannon no more because we both went to Michigan State. So when I went to Michigan State, I went to Illinois. I can't talk to him. Like we in the competition business.
Yeah.
We that much competitive. Like we competitors over here on this side of the street. I'm not even talking to one of my closest guys because y'all trying to beat us. You trying to take what's mine.
Just looking at the style, the way you guys played like nearly a decade ago, the pace, the cutting, the ball movement, the threes. You look at how the game is played now, the NBA, the college.
Just like it.
Have you had a moment to think, wow, we were really so far ahead of it? Did you realize that too?
We did. We moved Raj to the 4. He was really a 3, so we started playing small ball. We shot a lot of threes. People say y'all shoot too many threes. Now
look at it now.
We shoot threes.
Look at UConn and how they won.
We shoot threes. We the pace we play with. The better teams in the NBA and in college play with the same type of unselfishness. One more, the sharing of the ball. You hear that a lot more. When we played, it was more, the ball stuck to 1-2 guys. With us, the ball moved.
Oh, they don't call the foul, and Dee Brown gets 2. Oh, my. 45 seconds left. A 3-point game. What a comeback by Illinois. They were down by 15. Oh, my.
I want to talk about the Arizona game in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
The crazy overtime win, especially here in Chicago. Do you ever go back and watch some of those games, especially that one?
Absolutely. That's a game that, again, my mom used to watch once a week. Never give up, never give up, never give up was what I hear. You down in your city, down 15 with 3:57 to go. I watch it just to see how everything had to play out, how it had to play out. So we do situational things. This is coaching. And in practice, we do situationals all the time. Darren, y'all down 12. Let's play a 4-minute war. We'll play a 4-minute game, see how you can fight back. That's all we play nowadays. What's a 4-minute war? 4-minute war is every TV timeout that's coming. Who won that?
Illinois in overtime advances to the Final Four.
So for me, me watching that game, so much inspiration, so many memories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was my grandma and my mom last game was actually like really me dialing in and them being there in Chicago, and we did it in Chicago.
In Chicago,
You just can't make that up.
Yeah.
It's special.
Is April 4th still a tough day for you?
Yeah, it's
still after all these years.
It's probably 1B. It's probably 1B now. My first year at Roosevelt, we had the opportunity to win the conference championship for the first time in school history with guys that been there for 4 years who never won before. We had a last home game to do it, and we lost 69-68 to win it first time. That became my number one. Just the devastation of those kids and us not getting it done. Even though it was my first year, I still wanted to, I wanted to win, but not allowing them to feel that moment really. And then national championship is 1B because, man, we set out to win a national championship from day one. You walk in the locker room at the University of Illinois, it's 4 things I remember it pounded in my head every day because we had to rehearse. What do you stand for? Graduate, win Big Ten championships, advance and participate in the NCAA tournament, and the last one is what?
Win it all.
Win the Natty.
Yeah.
That was the 4 things on our wall when you walked in the locker. I don't know if they still got it in the locker room. I haven't been in the locker room in a while, but it said graduate, win Big Ten championships, participate, and advance. That's all I remember. I'm like, damn, I got both. Okay, no, not only just get there, keep going too, and then get to the destination. So if you go to a school, please check off the boxes of what you're trying to accomplish there, because if you don't, that's how you become a legend, you remember forever, or you just put the jersey on and people, oh, I forgot you played there.
I think one of the beauties of the tournament is that we all see the joy that comes with winning. We've been able to experience that, but we also see the agony of defeat.
Yeah.
You've kind of been on both, you've been able to experience both of those. When it comes to the defeat, I guess, what point were you kind of able maybe find some closure from? Never
get over it, because it's gonna happen every year. You're gonna see, it's 2 cries. One shining moment. Y'all got to cry if I know how I feel to win, but not to hear that song though. You can hear it in the locker room and with one shining moment with tears and sadness around. I never seen it. When it's I seen it now on TV when they showed up one shining moment, everybody hugging, and it's a different type of hug and cry in the locker room though.
You are, of course, Illini legend. I'm curious, what do people, when people come up to you and see you, what do they say to you?
04-05 team. That's first. They don't even know they saying it, you know what I'm saying? I happen to just be on that team. Secondly, I have to convince them that, I look different. Everybody want me to have braids again.
Yeah.
So they be like,
the braids, the headband.
Yeah, they want me to wear it all the time though, so it's like I'm in character all the time, you know what I mean? But when they come up there, it'd be a lot of joy. When you won like that and people witnessed it and been around it, I think memories.
You can still feel like the echoes and impact of it here in the city. Years later.
We always gonna be cemented in history, and we gonna be legends and all that. But let some more teams come. You know what I mean? It has to be more, and that's what sometimes I tell people. Like, I appreciate y'all. It's good memories in that. It's love. It was a great time for Illini basketball. We need more teams like that now.
Do you think anyone can ever break your records?
Never.
Especially with the kind of time frame we're in.
And that's why I say, people ask me, now I'm about to be selfish, I'm gonna talk selfish. People will not go up to a place 4 years and be as consistent.
Isn't that crazy?
Nobody will ever do it. A walk-on maybe, or someone who's just on the team. I'm talking about a guy.
Right.
It never happened. Not in today's climate. They'll go somewhere, it's gonna be, they're gonna, if it ain't the NBA, they're gonna go to another program, they go to another program. Why wouldn't you do it? For me, it's just a new way. I told you, you got to adapt to change. And for me being a 4-year guy, it's just gonna take a lot to break those records. Even the 114 winning. I'm 114 and 23. It's gonna be tough. They play more games even now, but a person has to stay there enough and win 30 games a year to break my record. I hope that happens.
Yeah.
But who gonna stay and do it?
Right, especially with the time frame that we're in. People
tough.
Are transferring a ton.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I have to ask, the swag. Where did you get the swag? Because people remember the braids, the headband, the mouth guard.
I had a lot of people to look up to though, but my mom always thought I was the best thing moving, always supported me. But then you had a little dude that was coming up named Allen Iverson, who was just, he was the guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if people know how much of the guy he was, and what he was doing to change the game. And for me, I wanted to change it too. I wanted to paint a different narrative. All dudes with braids are thuggers, or they're this, or they're that. No, and then I started getting tattoos, and I started just being myself.
What was it like being on Sports Illustrated, the Jersey Pop photo?
They should have put our whole team on there. And it just singled me out, like,
So you didn't like that?
No, we had to address that as a team. Like, this is the team, bro. Like, they showing me pull out Illinois, because, again, we had lottery picks on our team. We had, like, they just making it about me. And our locker room was none like that. So when I addressed that, people, I didn't know how, this is how good of a teammates I had. They was happy for me. Instead of me coming in and I'm on here. Like, no, we on here, bro. This is about us. But it was the dopest thing ever, because once I got into college, people start photoshopping and putting people on there. Mine wasn't Photoshop. Mine was the real issue.
How did your playing career kind of impact your coaching career now?
played in every league in the world. It showed me that no matter what background you come from, where you played at, what I know to be true about winning is true. You have to be together. You have to have role definitions. Everybody has to be on the same page. You got to be synced. You got to be connected. If not, you're gonna lose. Okay, how much? Especially when money involved. When your star player not doing what he's supposed to do, not producing, it's work. Like you underachieving. You hurting the team. We brought you here to do this. It's like that on all the levels. If you're trying to win, you have to keep it as simple as possible, and understand it's about connected teams win. And everywhere I went, especially in Europe, you have to dress alike. We ate together. My career has taken me to, I've been around really good coaching, really good players, and I've been around people who think like I think. Basketball is my life. I'm in the competition business. Every time I walk around, if you're not on my team.
Where all did you live when you played overseas?
Yeah, so
I know you've gotten to go really everywhere to see the world.
Which is the blessing. And then back then, you gotta think about it. My time set a lot of trends and was doing a lot of different. Oh, you going overseas? It was like you wasn't. It was bad. Yeah, you weren't good enough. There's only 450 jobs in the NBA, if that. You know what I mean? Because they, nowadays they got 2 ways. We have none of that. So for me, when I went over there my first year, I didn't have to go. But when I was playing summer league, I was gonna come back and try out for the Jazz the next year. But the team from Turkey knew what I was making and matched my money. I'm like, I think I need to go over there just in case. A lot of guys ain't got the stats or been over there. So you think you're gonna just get this crazy money if you ain't gonna produce. So I went to Turkey my first year, played for one of the top teams over there, Galatasaray. Unbelievable experience. When I see Turkish people, I still walk up to them and speak Turkish. They be thrown off like, you know what I mean? I tell them I live there.
Did you learn a lot of different languages?
Yeah. I mean, you had to. I was a point guard, like I had to.
You had to adapt.
No, but when I used to come down and just say I come down, I'm running a play and I call it in your language. I used to try to do that for my 2 guard to know I'm trying to learn your culture. Man, Dee is trying to, he's trying to adapt to how we are over here. Because Americans come over there, make their money, go home, don't care. I went over there to do business. I want to win. I want to keep winning. I want to learn your culture. I'm being here for 9 months. I might as well learn some languages. What's the best restaurants? So I did Turkey my first year. Came back. I played in Italy 2 years. That was my second year. I was in Italy. Okay. Another phenomenal place. I mean, just gorgeous. I mean, you drive and I can't believe where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like you like it's one of those type of sceneries that you like, man, this place is beautiful.
How is
and
it
they
real?
love who? Went to do Lafayette, cold Lafayette, freezing cold. Went to Lafayette. I did Israel, I did China, I did Romania, and Bulgaria.
What have you learned getting the chance to really experience so many different cultures and live around the world?
It's nothing like America.
Okay.
It's not like America. I'm from here, you know what I mean? So even like when Jokic win the championship, what's the first thing he say? I want to go home. I want to go back to Serbia. It's not like Serbia. It's nothing like home.
What does it mean to you to get the chance to be home for a while? So I know we were talking, live in different places. This is kind of a time frame in your life where you've been able to actually be in Chicago and be home for a while too.
Love it. I mean, just no better feeling. Know where to go. People see me. I didn't see people in 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? You just run into people. It's a really good feeling, man. I love food. The food places here are incredible. It's just home. And when I say home, it gives me that sense of I know I have to move around. I know, I don't know what my plan is, what God got in store for me to move around. But being here and having my first opportunity to coach basketball has been a blessing because I know the areas, I know the talent, I know where to go, and people know me. And when people know you, they know what type of brand of basketball you're gonna play, and they just know your work. They've seen you since they've been watching me since 02 or 98, and it's how time flies. I'm still doing the same thing, so it got to be something to that. So a lot of people support me based on what they know about me and where I'm from.
What makes the city so special and unique?
Water is one of them. When people drive down Lake Shore, I don't think people get that like about Chicago. Like, man, y'all, if you've never been, just say for people never really, the water, the summertime shower is the best in the world.
I've heard that a lot.
It's special. It's special. So I would say the people, but I would say we sit on water. I do like to take walks and look at the water, and I don't think people appreciate that enough.
Want to ask you a few quick questions about Roosevelt.
Yep.
What are you wanting to build at that program?
Basketball. That's a basketball school. Downtown on Michigan. That's a basketball school. It's a place where student athletes can go and get a good education on Michigan Avenue, be a part of a school that has some really good basketball.
What have you learned so far your first few years of being a head coach?
You got to do more. Never be complacent. There's levels to it. You got to keep learning. You got to keep developing. And you must have personnel. It's all about personnel. I always tell people I can't be a good coach without personnel. Bruce Weber, Bill Self, those guys are phenomenal coaches. Give them the personnel.
Where does this no fear for you come from?
You got to bet on yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You're gonna put it in the work. Why not? You know what I mean? And I was raised to go for what you know. I always hear that, man, go for what you know. I know I have a chance to make a difference. I know I can make an impact. So go for what you know. So I just go for it.
Awesome. Sweet. That's it. Thank you so much.
No.
Should we dig in now?
I mean, we can, but I don't eat cold food. That was good.